Hey everybody, we are here and we're about to do our show.
We're going to talk about what we love about cruising, from everything.
I don't like anything about cruising. I'm not going cruising ever again. I'm just joking.
So join us coming up next on
D&G Explorers. Hello everybody. We are here again.
We have our lights on, but they look a little dark, but that's all right. As the light goes down.
Well, we have our blinds open as well to let some natural light in.
Might be washing it out a little bit.
There you go.
Welcome in, everyone. We are D&G Explorers. The D is first because it's all about Derek.
No, it's not all about Derek.
Yes, it is.
Get over yourself.
Yes, it is. But happy Wednesday, everyone.
Welcome.
We weren't going to go live today. Last week. No, remember?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh my gosh, Greg is always in a different world.
No.
On Monday, we had this conversation.
Rude.
On Monday, we had this conversation, and my voice was gone because I had 16 one-on-ones I had with my associates. I had 8 yesterday, so I have 3 more to give this week. But all the associates in the store, I have to have one-on-ones with because things are happening within the company. And I was tired, mentally tired. My voice was tired. And Greg goes, "Do we want to go live?" And I said, "No, let's not. Let's just use this day to rest." And then
I don't remember that conversation at all. That might have been in your head.
See what I have to deal with.
No, you might have wanted to say this, but I don't remember it at all.
And then yesterday I said, "No, Greg, let's go live." Do you remember that conversation?
I remember you saying that we were going live. Yes.
And I went from like the history of time of what we were talking about this show to the end of time what we were talking about this show.
There is no end of time right now. Wow.
But we definitely have caught the cruise bug. When we first did our channel.
It's been like 4 weeks that we're still trying to get rid of a little bit of it.
This stuff does not want to go away.
I think my allergies are getting me now too. I still feel I can hear that in my throat, but I was sneezing up a storm this morning. I don't know if it's the stuff in the air.
Ceiling fan.
No, my fan wasn't. No, I was in the office and the fan was off. I don't know if I'm allergic to certain coffees that we're drinking because it seems to be when I'm drinking it, I start sneezing.
It might be we're warmer. We were 76 today, I think 82 yesterday. So we warmed up here on the West Coast.
As long as I'm not sneezing while I'm drinking it, because that would be just a mess of coffee all over the place.
Yeah. But to kind of go back to what I was just trying to say, because, Nancy, Greg is like,
wow,
you and Anthony.
Oh, heck no.
When we first created our channel, we started it in 2018. We did a lot of parks. We did Disney parks. But then we got into the cruise bug. We went on our very first cruise, which was the Disney Dream. We only did it for 3 nights, and we learned right away a 3-night cruise is not enough time to enjoy a cruise.
It's never enough. No.
So we have basically transitioned into a cruising channel, but we are explorers and we do a lot of different things.
We do talk about Disney from time to time as well. But we're just not going to Disney for a while.
Yes, you have to fork out a left kidney to get it.
Wow.
Even on the side, I don't know.
A left kidney? Do you have more than one left kidney?
I might
wow.
have 5, I don't know.
Wow, well, you're blessed. Why don't we say hi to everybody here? I am honored if you wait. Go back down, please. Go back down. I am honored if you resemble us. Just makes it
more fun.
Wait, go back down again. Hold on,
well, this is the
but
of the chat.
Just got done deboning a chicken. Now I can type. Well, I hope you don't have chickeny fingers. If that's a word. That's the word I made up. Chickeny fingers with all the grease and gooks all over. Mm-hmm. But we have Angela Nimachaka. We have Nautical Nurse Nancy. Waypoint Explorers. You are here. Thank you. We've missed you. Thank you for joining. We have Holly Ayers. Welcome. Carla McClendon.
So that I was telling Greg, because Greg, he has a memory of a goldfish.
No.
Carla McClendon, one of the cruises we won, my very first cruise was Premier Cruise Line. And if I have it right, Carla, you were saying that the owners of your hotel used to own Premier Cruise Line. So
I thought you said Carla used to own it. That's what you told me. You said they used to own it.
You can speak English, but the understanding part of it is just
he needs to say what he means because he was talking about something different. Aye. Okay. Carla McClendon's here. Cheryl one deck down as you snort.
Sorry.
Anthony Simone is here. Welcome.
You're missing this one. I'm trying to tell you where it is.
Disney Nerd Herders is here. Awesome. Welcome. Where are we at? Keep going.
I'm telling you.
The life is good today. When you're
wagging it, that's the flag. We are off today.
When you're wagging, I know you have a tail, but okay. That just makes me think there's something going on with it. Okay, something's going on with the computer. Life is good today. Woo! Welcome. Something's going on here. Rachel Fithian, welcome. I use plenty of soap to get that chicken grease off those hands. I thought you said off them hands, but obviously I can't read. We're Ryan Donahue, welcome. Yeah, and I'm getting used to you making it look like there's something wrong with it. Keep going down, please.
Oh, yeah, I'm not done yet.
Wow. Okay.
I think we're caught up. So thank you, everyone. If you guys are watching,
finally, after moving a mouse around.
If you're watching the replay, please remember to hit the thumbs up. If you're new to us, please subscribe to us. We try our best.
Please get our channel out. Tell your friends and family about us. We appreciate it.
You never know what's going to go out of this guy's mouth. No, I have to admit.
Or yours, or when you
what comes out of my mouth.
Stick your foot in your mouth.
My mind and my mouth usually are doing two different things because I'm like the brain center of
Is your mouth channel. This wide? My mouth is doing two different things.
Great.
Okay.
Very good to pick up on my comment. But yes, usually I have a plan of what we're talking about, and my mind is more on that. But Greg is like the comic relief because that's what he does. So yes, so usually it's things coming out.
That's a compliment. Thank you.
But since it is Greg, we like to do a dilly dilly.
Since it is,
yes,
it is what
dilly dilly time. I saw this on Facebook ad.
I haven't even seen these yet.
Yeah, these are new. Corona has come out with something different. Now, me being half English, Jamie Waldheim, welcome in.
Welcome, Jamie.
I was born in England. My mom's English. we used to have Shandy over there. Shandy is basically what they would call a kid's beer, and it was kind of like a
beer.
Well,
Or Sprite
we
beer.
add 7-Up, and in England it's more of like it's like a lemonade, sparkly lemonade, I think is what it is. You can't really get it here, but we use 7-Up because to me it tastes the same.
I'm drinking ginger ale on the side too.
So they have that in England, but have them over here too. Certain brands will have it. I can't think of the name of them, but there's some that specifically will say Shandies. Corona came out with one, and it's a Sunbroom Citrus Cerveza. So this is what it looks like.
Let me see how that's pronounced.
It's Cerveza.
Cerveza. Okay, I think there was a D in there.
No, it sounds like a D. And this has a splash of not romance. That's a virgin thing. A splash of orange and lime in it.
A splash.
So
what consists of a splash?
I was wondering about that. I know how you love those shandies. Shandies are very good. Did we say
they are good
to Neverland? I don't think we did.
Welcome. We did not.
Up there earlier.
As you were going so fast.
Sorry,
right?
we didn't preach it.
But we did see you earlier, so yes, welcome. And sorry we didn't say that earlier.
Shandies are a good summer drink when it gets hot. Yeah, but here, try to pour it without any head on it. See if you can do that. And we're gonna taste these to see how they are. It may sound weird, like 7-Up in a beer, but it works. And I would recommend putting the 7-Up in first because it makes it just the mix of it is better. You don't get as much. Oh, you did better than me this time. Good job. Good job.
Well, look how fast you poured it. I know how to pour a drink. I used to work at bartending. Thank you very much.
Remember how we smell the rum? Oh, this isn't rum.
This is a beer.
Cheers.
Cheers to Jilly, to our apple juice looking drink. That is quite refreshing.
That is the closest thing to a shandy with an orange flavor. You could definitely taste it's a little bit salty too. Do you get that?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Wow. We usually go to wine.
If it were like ice cold, it'd probably be better.
Well, I put it in the freezer for the last 30 minutes and it didn't really seem to get it. But we got it at Bevmo. Normally we go to wine spirits and more.
Splash. I was drinking a shandy.
But they didn't have it there. So it's a seasonal drink that I'm assuming it's seasonal.
Oh, Splish Splash.
But yeah, so it might be just a West Coast thing. I don't know, but I found it at Bevmo. So check it out.
Nancy was doing the Splish Splash. You know,
I was taking a bath.
Yeah, but she was saying I was drinking a shandy.
About a Saturday night. Is that how it goes?
Yes, but she was changing the words.
Did I? Yeah. Is this Saturday night? Is that even what the lyric is?
I think so.
I don't know. But we do have some news. Talked to Angela today, and we confirmed it. We were supposed to be on the NCL Aqua over Labor Day. Wah, wah, wah. We have to cancel it.
Just things came up that need to be taken care of.
Some unexpected costs from our end, since we now are homeowners. A lot of things come up, and that takes priority. But we have future plans, and that were the things that we're excited about. That we're doing that.
We do have a small cruise in May for just Derek and I, so that'll be nice just to get away for the weekend. So. Yes. That'll be fun. And it's on the West Coast, which makes it easy for us.
And I'm still trying to get tickets to see the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, because I have not seen a game in their stadium. And that stadium, this is the last year for it.
They're
tearing it down after this year because their new one will be built.
It's being built right now.
Yeah, beginning 2026, it'll be built. So the Jim Brown, go Bills. A fellow Buffalo Bills fan.
Let's go Buffalo.
So yeah, we have a lot coming on, guys.
Welcome to adult life.
Right? That is so true. But we're trying to get a new dishwasher installed that we have home warranty. It was supposed to be $85 for them to replace it, but we didn't have is it called the air gap?
Air gap.
It's where the water flow that comes out drains into the sink. Ours never had it. So $500
They had a pole spray spout that like you would use to water your garden type thing. that was in that hole. So they took that out. We got a new faucet. So we had to pay to have that all installed and everything. And then now we have the dishwasher actually on the left side of me in this room.
Yeah, you're right.
Waiting to be put into the kitchen. So hopefully soon. And that will be at no cost to us.
Well, correct. Yeah, hopefully.
Jonathan Chong, welcome.
And George in Atlanta. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, wow. I just saw George in Atlanta.
Yep.
Welcome.
Nancy, let's go Buffalo. Hey, maybe we'll have the Bills Packers in the Super Bowl this coming year. So, Greg, we've been on, I was writing
16 cruises together.
Yes.
You've been on 17, with counting the Big Red Boat.
Yeah, the Premier Cruise Line. Well, I think we're going to do another show talking about the different ones. It's kind of interesting when you see them written down because we'll go
16 was a lot for me. I never thought I'd go on a cruise. And then, when Derek and I started going, it's like, this is awesome.
Yeah. But we've been on 3 Dizney cruises, 2 different class of ships. We've been on 4 NCL cruises, with 2 of those being the same ship, which is my favorite ship all time, the NCL Bliss. I love the NCL Bliss.
I think Nancy's saying that would be fun to do our 16 cruises show.
We've also been on, but we've only been on the same class of ship for NCL, which is the Breakaway Plus class ship, which I love. That's my favorite class of ship. We've been on 4 Carnival cruises, 3 different. This one is we've had a better mix.
Soon to be 5 Carnival cruises.
Yes, we have 2 more booked, and we've been on 3 different classes. We will be on the Spirit class. That'll be our 4th one. But the Radiance, I forgot what class that is. We've been on the Firenze, which is considered a Vista class ship. And then we also went on the Celebration, which is an Excel class ship. So that's probably the one we've experienced different ones the most, because we've been the Radiance twice. Princess, we've been on 3 cruises, and we've been on the same class on the Sky, Discovery, and Royal. We've been on Virgin, again, the same class of ship. And we were on the Scarlet Lady just recently and the Valiant Lady 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of different experience. And that's one of the things that we love.
And we will be on Virgin again, hopefully, possibly for a group cruise.
Yeah,
but
we're throwing some ideas out there.
For us to do a group cruise, and NoMapsNeededTravel to join in with it on us, and then whoever wants to go. We haven't picked a ship or anything yet.
Yeah.
We're still throwing it around.
Angela says, yes, we were in total agreement on both ends, and what was planned instead will be way more exciting. Yes, I agree. So sad, though, that we're not going to be able to. Dave and Brandy.
Well, we couldn't go really because of the money, really.
Yeah.
So
so there's people that we wanted to cruise with that we.
Yep, Dave and Brandy, and there was a lot of other people that were going that I know we wanted to hang out with and everything.
So Carlos says Radius is technically a Conquest class ship. I think if I remember right, wasn't it the Sunshine or the Sun? Was it Sunrise or Sunshine?
Jay Hoskins, welcome.
Welcome in, Jay. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Radiance is Sunshine class now.
Used to be in the Destiny class before the renovations. I'll be honest.
Why is this so far away?
Because that way they can see our chests. Instead of not our moves, our chests.
I don't have boobs, but okay.
With our D&G Explorers on there.
I still have to go like this. You can see the whole thing.
But that's when we think about cruising and what we like about it. Our philosophy has changed. When we first began cruising, our thought was we are only going to sail Disney. Only. That's the only ones we are going to go on. And we then went on NCL. And that kind of changed our perspective to try different cruises, different ships, to experience the different classes. Now, we have the Bliss booked for a third time. Third time? Is that 3? For a third time, but we're going to cancel that one just because we're limited in what we have with cruises. And Greg makes a good point. We shouldn't be sailing on the same ship over and over.
Well, also,
there's so many different other ships that we have a chance.
Also, that, and we have stuff around here that we want and need to do. So I've been trying to get Derek to prioritize things more. I have We're trying to pay on things, get rid of that portion. So it frees up more later on. So you work on it now and you have fun later when you can.
Yeah, and our cruises are spread out now that it's not like pay off going to cruise.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It's too hard to do. We could do that when we didn't have like 3 times the payment for this house than we did when we were renting. Carla, she's nailing it tonight. It used to be the Victor before it was renovated. So thank you.
Jonathan Chunks.
Jonathan says, I may or may not have a cruise booked in the fall for a cruise line that will be a first Oceania transatlantic cruise. It's gouging my wallet.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I can understand that. But, there's
though.
a lot of, hold on. There's a lot of transatlantic that can be less expensive, but it sounds like that's a specific one for you. So North to Neverland. Mike never thought he would go on a cruise, and now he loves it. We have been on 6 together, and I have an extra because of the big red boat. There you go. 39 days to the Valiant Lady, 202 days to the Freedom of the Seas. We have not gone on Royal. We've had 3 cruises, all on the
Someday we will.
These canceled. We have not sailed Royal. We have not sailed Celebrity. So that kind of like when we're picking
or MSC, we haven't done that either.
Yeah. So we actually are starting to accrue a lot more. Surprisingly, Carnival is one of the last cruise lines we started sailing on, and we're climbing up the ladder pretty quick with them. We should go gold. So you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I think on day 3 of this 4-night cruise, we are going to become gold members with the amount of days that we've been on the ship. That'll be, I think, our 25th day. I think we can, at the beginning of the cruise, get bumped up to
our 25th day.
Yeah, it's by the amount of days that you
have. Okay.
NCL does it differently. If you stay in a suite or during certain promotions, they double your points. But Carnival, I haven't seen something different. MSC, we haven't sailed them, and we want to sell that too.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. And
Holland of America.
Oh.
Holland, America.
MSC would like to do. Celebrity definitely would like to do, and Royal. Anything else, I'm not too crazy on right now. I want to get some of the other ones not out of the way, but I want to do some of those too that we haven't done yet. So.
Yeah, we will say it now. Our next cruise is going to be on the Legend, and
Legend. It's an older ship.
Yes, I fell in love with that ship from Life with Favor blogs, and just the uniqueness of it. I know it's a Spirit class ship, and there's others within that class, but a lot of people seem to like it because of the size of the ship, the layout of the ship. So I know it was built in 2002, so I know it's an older ship. But when we talk about what we love, I don't usually before my cruise, I shut it down like 6 months, and I don't like watching vlogs because when I walk in, I want it to be fresh and not really.
I don't really watch much of anything on ships because I want to be surprised all the way.
But I dive into the deck plans, so I already know where to go to. They don't have a Java Blue there; it's a Legends Cafe. I already know the quickest route to get down to that area. And
then we're gonna get on the ship and be like, how do I get there again?
So I'm looking forward to that. And
George in Atlanta, welcome.
Greg.
We did not say George. We did not say welcome to him before.
Yes, you did.
Well, you might have. I don't remember doing it.
You said it.
My mind's all over the
George,
place.
it's always great
welcome again.
See, that just confirms when Greg says I haven't had a conversation with him.
No, I remember conversations. So,
and then we have another cruise that we booked, and this is the Gimmick cruise.
It's from the same people that brought us the group cruise, non-group cruise with Jason and Michelle from
Jason.
I'm sorry, Josh and Michelle.
Adventures Ahead.
I just changed his name. And Lovey's Fat Life with Mike
and Michelle.
Yes. So that's going to be fun. I've been asking other people if they're going to go on it, and I haven't gotten an answer yet, but maybe they're waiting to find out, and that's fine. You know, if people want to go, that's great. If they can or they don't, then that's okay also. Self-proclaimed Captain Billy J. Welcome.
He says, Jason and Michelle.
Yeah, I changed his name. Yep, I'm gonna let him know later. I changed his name.
And Carlos says it's the gimmick cruise. If you guys are interested in that, book through Betsy from Beach Please. He
is Nancy. Yeah.
The excitement for that cruise, because when it first came out, Corey Cole said, "Are you guys going on it?" And we said, "No, group cruises are kind of a bit much for us." And then we booked. Not only just seeing the people that are going to be on there,
but their group cruises aren't as big as a YouTube.
There was 100 on this level.
But the YouTube one was even bigger than that I think. So there's
Matthew and Lauren Vlogs. Thank you
so
much.
Oh my gosh. We haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, hope you guys are doing well.
Yes. Hope Disney's treating you well.
They are Disney cast members. They are avid cruisers too. So
oh no, not Gilbert. You don't be calling me no Gilbert. If you want to give me another name, not Gilbert though.
So it won't be non 2.0. It's going to be the gimmick cruise. But what I like about it, it's on the horizon. We haven't been on the horizon.
When is the non 2.0?
It's
February.
February. It's at the end of February. I don't know if it's the 28th or the 22nd.
2027.
Yeah.
So there's some time.
Yeah. But it goes to, we've been Celebration. I know it's not open yet. Celebration Keys.
7 night, I think. Or 8 night. There you go.
It goes to the first day. It goes to Celebration Keys, their new private island. It's got 2 sea days. Then it goes to Aruba, and then it goes to Curacao, and then it has 2 sea days, and then it comes back to Miami. So there, thank you, Carla. Carla is like nailing it.
So there's like 4 sea days total. 4 sea days.
4 sea days.
We love our sea days. So 4 sea days, 4 days at ports.
I like a cruise that the last 2 days are sea days, or the last day is a sea day. A lot of times you go to their private islands because they're so close to where the ports are that you have like maybe a sea day and then you have the private island and then you go into port.
But we have a sea day before we get into port back to come back.
2 sea days.
Okay, so there you go.
Yes. So I'm excited. So George, Josh and Michelle.
Not Jason and Michelle. Josh and Michelle.
Please. They did a group cruise. Almost 2 years ago now, and it was called the non-group group cruise, where you could do what you want, no commitments. We had a few things planned, like there was a bar crawl, and some other things, but other than that, it was no set plan that you had to do.
You
things.
Hang out with who you want to, or meet people and stuff.
And Josh said, we're never going to do a group. If we do a group cruise, it's going to be well. And then they announced this gimmick cruise. So
it has been a while. It's been like 2 years, so that is a while.
They put a different spin on it for sure.
Yeah. So they always say things about gimmicks and stuff.
Yeah.
But
so they're also in partnership. Greg is with them. He's like an honorary member. I don't think he's considered a member, but he basically is. They do a side channel called Real Dead.
In my mind, I'm a third host.
Greg's the third wheel.
No, third host.
REEL.
Like the reel of a movie.
Yeah,
that's what it means.
It's Real Dead, and they do. They talk about stuff like horror.
They like to do horror movies and stuff. So
yeah, that's a spin-off channel that they've done, and they just did one recently.
I know Holly likes it too. Yeah, it was fun last week. We did our 10 favorites. So some of our favorites. So we did 10 of our favorite 80s horror movies. So that was fun.
So Billy, thank you, Billy, for listening to that. Third wheel or third reel. Jonathan, I think it could be for Greg, it could probably be both.
Wow. No, I'm a third host. Third host.
But
let's go back to.
I know we have new channels, and some people might not be. Not new channels. We have channels on here. If you guys are creators, if you want to put that you guys do creative content, that way the people who might not be familiar with you can check your channel out and subscribe. So if you guys can do that, that's you are more than welcome. And I'm pretty sure commercials dropped in. If not now, it'll drop in anytime. It's 5:31, I think. 5:30.
Okay. So we have 10 reasons why we like cruises.
And not in any order.
I will say that.
What do we love about cruising?
Yeah. So the ship,
We just talked about that. This is the next one.
Okay. Well, I guess you're mixing it up then.
No.
Yeah, you just said not in any order. I cannot read what you said. Room and amenities location. Okay.
So we've on all of our cruises together, we've only had one inside cabin, and that was on the Firenze, and we were actually pretty terrified. The first cruise,
not terrified.
I was terrified. I was scraping the
I
walls.
was just wondering if I was going to get claustrophobia, but I didn't. It was actually a very cozy feeling.
Yes. On the Big Red Boat, I had an inside cabin. That was the first cruise I've ever been on. That was in '93, and I got seasick, and it was horrible. I was throwing up all night long. When I tried to put the pills on it, it kept on coming up. So I've been leery since then. We love the balconies. We have a question here that we'll answer in a minute. A good question.
Who was your favorite cruise line? Well, everyone can read it.
So we booked balconies because we can see what's going on. I don't like rooms lower because the water goes too fast when the ship's booking it. So the higher we are, you don't get that sense of speed from it. Plus, you get the fresh air.
But the water's still going by as fast as it is.
If you notice, like in some of the restaurants that we've ate at, because they're usually on the lower decks, the water feels like you're like zooming by it.
It's just the way you're registering it.
Probably. We've mainly done balconies, but on the Firenze we did an inside cabin because the room was free. Just we had to pay port taxes.
Dizney they call theirs verandas, even though it's a balcony.
Everyone calls them different.
And Dizney is my favorite cruise line. Just to answer your question, I love Dizney. You're gonna say Norwegian.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when we sell Norwegian again because we'll keep canceling it.
We don't know when we'll be selling Norwegian again. But
I like Norwegian because one, I like the product. To me, it's very similar to what Princess is. And you guys that are watching, if you put what cruise line do you like the best? Every cruise line has something good about it. That's what I like about these different cruise lines. There's not one that I would say I'll never go on. But I like the options. Some of them you have to pay more. Like, for example, on the class that we have, they have that we've experienced on NCL. It's a Breakaway Plus. They have the go-karts on it, except the Escape didn't have the go-karts. And that's a unique feature. So you have to pay for that. But there's things for you to do if you choose.
That's some of the amenities that we like.
And they call it, some people call it nickel and diming. I know Royal has a lot of those kind of features too. But it's options for you to do that.
It's stuff that you could do for fun. You don't have to do it. So it's not nickel and diming. You choose to do it. So you're the one paying if you choose to do it.
So George says either Celebrity or Royal. Cheryl says NCL is my favorite, followed by Royal. And Nancy says we do like to do things with each cruise line. Because I would say of all of our 5 different cruise lines we've been on, Carnival is probably my least favorite, but that's not really fair to say because I would do them in a heartbeat. They offer things. They're a fun cruise. They do things more affordable, and I'm happy with what they have, the food quality and the offerings that they have. So, but when I compare it to other cruise lines and maybe the quality, they each have their pros and cons on it.
Yeah, some cruise
line on there.
Some cruises are more sophisticated looking and more regal looking than other cruises. Carnival is not sophisticated to me. It's not regal to me. It's just a fun cruise line with, their version of bells and whistles and things like that. Lots of water slides and fun stuff. And parties, and if it's a short cruise, then it's a booze cruise, of course. And even some of the longer ones, people they just want to drink. So, but that comes to the next thing.
Well, hold on, let's answer some of these things. So Nancy says we really enjoy the energy of Carnival. That's it. When you look at the cruise parties, and that Carnival has the best participation. The one that came closest to that is Virgin. On the Scarlet night, There was a pool deck party. That party was rocking for like 2 hours just on the pool deck with the music, and it was so much fun. I was like, I can't believe how many people are here.
Welcome, more
please.
sunshine, please, Dilly Dilly.
Can I have some more
Season's
sunshine,
greetings and safe driving, please.
No, hold on. There's a few more tickets. Norwegian has good value. Jonathan says, I did Norwegian Joy last year. That's the only one of that class we have not sailed on. We were booked, but we had to cancel it. That was our group cruise that we canceled. Last year up the Maine from New York to Quebec, costing $1,200. And yes, I did go-karts and it was fun. That was the itinerary that we were doing. We were doing it around Labor Day out of New York to Quebec. I was hoping to see Beluga whales. Did you see them in Saguenay, I think is the name of that, right before you get into it?
Waypoint, you are right. Carnival does give certain moods.
That only Carnival can scratch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going into the dining. Is it okay if I go into the next one
No,
now?
not yet. Because
my gosh.
There's something special about the ones we tried, but Raw, I think we'll would try them. I think we would try them all, even Margaritaville. Let's see. There's a lot of good things about their new one. Is it the Voyager Explorer? The older one, I hear it like a lot of negativity, but the new one, Islander, it might be. A lot of people are saying good things about it. Jay says, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Scarlet Knight is when it's not confined to the inside. It was a lot different. And the thing, Jay, because Jay was on the cruise with us when we went on the Valiant Lady. And because of the weather, we moved it inside. They did things different because when we were on that Valiant Lady, I was looking at, this is why I keep my Suhac binders. They had like dual reality show that night. They had all these different things going on. They didn't have that on when we did the Scarlet Lady. So there was less there. There was more focus on Scarlet Knight. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Yes, it was called the Islander. Thank you. Greg, I'll let you go. The next one. Are you ready?
It's fine. Scarlet Knight, that's the wrong one.
No.
Scarlet Knight. Okay, are you ready? Here's the wrong card. Scarlet Knight was fun outside, actually. But next, we're going to talk about dining. That's a big thing for cruises. What kind of dining do they have?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what we love about it.
Yes, if they have a main dining room or not, what specialty dinings they have. Are they included? Are they not included? Like Virgin doesn't have specialty. Their specialty is all included, basically. So they're all special.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Well, Disney has they don't have an MDR. They have the rotating restaurants, but they do have also specialty dining that you can do if you want to do that.
Yeah. Well, they have a buffet. So another thing, do they have a buffet? Is their buffet good? How big is their buffet? What kind of food do they have at their buffet? So just different things that we look at food. We like to stay on the Lido deck, which is right by the food.
In Carnival.
Yeah, so we can get close to the food as possible.
This will be the first Carnival ship we've been on that we won't be staying on the Lido deck.
I would try the Islander, absolutely.
Margaritaville, Islander.
Which also leads into drinking. So bars on a ship kind of goes with your food as well.
Can you think if you had to maybe say your top 3 dining experiences on all these cruises, which I know is kind of hard, can you say maybe what they might be of those? One, I would say it has to be with teppanyaki on NCL. I love the teppanyaki on NCL.
I still think dining with Dizney is the highest up there. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Specific restaurant.
White Lotus comes to mind.
White Lotus?
Oh my God. If you haven't seen the show White Lotus, please do so. It's on HBO Max. No. What is it? Lucky Lotus. I knew the word Lotus was in there, but yeah, White Lotus is a good show if you haven't seen it.
Sabatini on Princess was really good Italian restaurant. We like the Italian restaurant on the Firenze. Il Vaggi. We went there specifically instead of going to the steakhouse because
some of these I don't remember.
It's unique to that class because it was a Costa ship.
Teppanyaki for Norwegian always stands out to me. Yeah. They have one of the best teppanyakis around.
But then even the brunch for on Disney, they have Palo. They have the Palo restaurant.
Yeah, well, that's an upcharge, but their
Yes.
food is good.
But the other
Unfortunately,
ones are upcharges too.
well, unfortunately, I think the last time we went to Palo, I was sick, so I could not taste the food, and that was on Mike's birthday. That was
I think
like
so.
7 years ago.
Let's see what George says. Virgin and Celebrity Dining takes the prize for me. Then Royal and Carnival MSC would be at the bottom bars. Royal all day. I hear Royal has. Well, I haven't heard much about their bars, but Greg included the bars on there. Not we always say we have a dilly, but to be honest, we really don't drink that much. And depending, we only get the dining packet, or sorry, the drink package if it makes sense. Like NCO, one of the benefits they have is a drink package that's included in your cost. All you're paying for is the gratuities on there. So if we didn't do that, it would be like $1,000 extra. We don't usually get the drink package on Carnival.
We haven't done a drink package in a while.
Yeah, so it depends what cruise line for us if it's going to make sense, because that's just an additional cost. But one thing I do like to do is I like to see if there's a drink I like from like what's our favorite drink of the bars. I would say my favorite bar on all the cruise lines, Greg, is Good Spirits on Princess. Yeah,
that one's fun. I also like what is it called? What is he eating?
I don't know.
Is it the Crown something where I get my aviator drink?
Yeah,
that one's good too.
Bar right outside the their
Controversial
Crown
Cruising. Welcome.
Welcome in, Scott. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, belated birthday. It was outside of the Crown Grill, and that's the only bar that gives you the aviator, and it's a martini. It's a very pretty color. It's like metallic looking, and I like it. It tastes good. I love it.
Nancy, I know
nice and cold.
You haven't sold Princess yet, but to me, Princess is just right there with NCL with their buffets.
Princess is relaxing. If you want a nice relaxing cruise, oh my gosh, Princess is the way to go.
Brass Magnolia. Is that?
And their spa is awesome.
Is that on the Mardi Gras? Is that what that one is? But yeah, so trying the different bars. Another one of my favorite drinks. There is a pumpkin spice Guinness, which is on the Norwegian. And to me, it tastes like you're having a pumpkin cold brew from Starbucks. Greg doesn't think so, but to me, that's what it reminds me.
I don't like it too much.
And I love it. So I think I had like 3 or 4 on the cruise.
So you have your favorite drink, and then I have mine, which is the aviator, and you like pumpkin brew.
I don't like martinis because of the shape of the glass. I always feel you're getting cheated. That I want more.
Wow. Okay, Faruka from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Martini glasses are narrow, but they're wide at the top, and then they come down. They come down in this shape. So it really doesn't matter the shape. It still would carry the same ounces as probably a regular glass. It's shaped differently, but it's still, the ounce is still the same, I think.
I'm more of rum and tequila than vodka. I'm definitely not a gin fan.
Yeah, I like pretty drinks or fruity drinks, something that I'm going to actually enjoy, not something that probably battery acid might taste like. I don't know, but if I had to imagine, some of those drinks kind of make that come to mind sometimes. But
Jonathan said that's why you don't like it, because you feel cheated.
Right. Why do you put that up there?
Cheryl says, yeah, they have the offers more at sea, which is a change over the last few years, and you get 3 specialty dining, and we are platinum, so we get 2 more. That is awesome.
So the next one is ports of call. So itineraries. What the?
Greg, let me read them because.
Oh, and then you put West Coast versus East Coast. So West Coast is easier for us because the price is normally less expensive because we don't have to add on flight fare, and all that kind of stuff.
But that's one of the things that we love. Well, just so you know, Greg, this is what we're going to be talking about on the last one.
I saw that.
But we like for example, we booked the Horizon, because one of the things that excited are ports we've never been to. So that gets us excited to go to new places. We've gone to so many different ones. I don't even know if I could say anymore what my favorite port is. I know we have some that we don't like as much. Greg doesn't like Nassau, which I actually really like Nassau.
That's my least favorite, unless we go to Atlanta sometime. That's the only other thing I really want to do, but it's expensive just for the short amount of time that you're there. You can't really enjoy the whole area.
We've done the Senor Frogs there a couple times. That was fun.
That's fun.
We went to the rum distillery. James, was it John Watley distillery? We walked to that. We've done the Queen Steps, Fort Fincastle. So there's a lot that we've definitely done in Nassau that I think is interesting. Tiffany Peacock, thank you so much for joining us tonight. George says one of my favorite cruises was in the Mexican Riviera, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and Cabo. Yeah, the only thing I wish we had more ports here on the West Coast. There's not enough here like you can in the Caribbean and ABC Islands and all those other islands out there. There's not as much options. I actually want to go to Puerto Vallarta again because this sounds really odd, but there's a Walmart there, and they have some unique stuff.
You just want your vanilla,
everyone goes for the vanilla, but
it's pure vanilla.
Jose Cuervo has like the mixers, and usually they'll have like the lime one, the lime green one, and they'll have like a strawberry one. Well, they have one, we still have some, which is a tamarindo one. I love tamarindo, and I've only seen it there. So I think we only had one or two. And I want to go back there and get more. I don't know how many I can legally take back, but
wow.
It's really cool. I'm savoring it for a special day. I don't know when the bill.
You're savoring it?
Savoring it, yeah.
You mean you're saving it?
Well, I'll be savoring it then. I'll just keep repeating it in there. But Nancy says, our recent Southern Caribbean ABC is an 8-day. It was really nice. I want to go back. Yeah, we won't be able to go to Bonaire, so we won't be able to see the full experience of the ABCs. John, Walmart. We actually had a good time in Puerto Vallarta. That's where we got the Mario Kart kind of little ceramic piece that we got there. We got these unique small batch tequilas. Angela talked us into going to this. It was like in the back alleys of to get some street tacos. They're really good though.
Yeah, I think I just took a bite of it.
No, you liked it.
I didn't get a whole one.
Our buddy from Pepper Tree.
Welcome, Ben.
Thank you so much.
And more to see. Welcome. We're not practicing this unison. It just happens.
Yes. Saving or savoring. There you go. Thank you. Greg, other things that we like is that we love are the activities on the ship. So that could be the movies, some of the
movie shows, the trivia. I'm trying to look at what you put. Bingo.
This is just for me to trigger my mind of what to say, not that you have to literally say it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Evangelist went by. I totally misread that in a second.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Sherry and Danny from Destination Fun. Welcome.
I can't repeat when I thought it's cool. It did say that actually.
See what I have to deal with, people.
Oh, whatever.
On some of the cruise ships, you have movies on the pool deck. You have them
or inside. Some of them have their own theater.
Yep, and some of them will show them in the theater that necessarily isn't a movie theater. So there's a lot of different things. But
Disney has movie theaters.
Yeah. We like trivia. Bingo doesn't mean that we always participate in them, but those are fun little different things. And we love the show. We love the entertainment shows. Every ship we're doing it and experiencing those. We love being that portion of the entertainment. And some of them you get a chance to meet with, like on Virgin. Really got a chance to interact with them, and that was really cool to experience. So that's another thing that we love. the ship's amenities we love on there, and it's always fun to see what each ship offers. So we're talking about Greg likes the spa.
It depends what ship. Some spas are better than others. Princess have a really good spa.
Go-karts, those kind of things they offer, the different slides that they offer. Those are the fun things to find out always what each ship has. The quest is wild.
Clubs.
Do a lot of cruise lines
I don't know if they have
do the
clubs.
quest anymore? I haven't seen quests on any of them.
And they don't really have clubs. They just have night parties. But we try to do all the theme parties and fun stuff like that.
Well,
I don't think I said hi to Destination Fun. Welcome.
Adventures with Roxanne. Hello.
Welcome, Adventures with Roxanne.
So like on Princess, they actually did have the club, but Princess
It wasn't a club though.
It said it was a club, but they
use the room for multiple things.
Yes. But the demographic of Princess is a lot different. If you consider 10 people maybe dancing, a fun club, then definitely hit up.
Woo, 10 people.
Yeah, they're not as because it seems like the ship dies at 10 o'clock on a Princess cruise. Other things that we like is Greg, cost of like the cruise. We love how different cruise lines offer.
We like when the cost is low, is what we mean. We don't like the cost of a cruise, like when it's high.
Yeah, but and what it offer though, all the different stuff. Because like we talked about NCL offering the free at sea stuff. Princess has their own different package that they have, which included the gratuities, the internet on some of them. You get some specialty dining, just depending which package. Virgin. Their cruise line offers with the cost of it, it automatically includes the tip because usually you'll always have to do those separately. So you'll have the cost of the cruise, and then you always have the gratuities that you have to have added on that you can pay up front, or you can pay when the cruise is ending and they add it to your shipboard account. So we like to find out just how the different cruise lines and what they offer and that.
Ben, you'll be lucky if you're having dinner at 8:30, and then the night parties are later. So, let's see.
Let's see what the quest is usually done on longer cruises, and depend who the CD is. So, Greg, I don't know if you know what the quest is. The quest is a show that can get a little bit racy at times.
Which one is it on?
They were on Carnival.
I might have heard
on
of it.
Royal. So it says North America. They're saying that Royal bought that's North of Neverland, that they bought it back, but they can get a little bit risque. So it's not like an under 18 kind of show. I've seen them before COVID.
Well, I'm sure children aren't going to go to a show like that, especially if it's later on.
But since COVID, I haven't really heard or seen much about that. How about the NCL Encore? Did you guys try Thermal Suite? We walked into the suite. It's basically the same on all their class of ship for that, because we did
on
more
which one?
On the Encore. That's one we took to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't do. Greg didn't go into the thermal spa, but we did a tour of it, because you do that on the first day. You can do tours.
I didn't actually use it. Yeah.
It's okay, but Greg, you didn't like it as much, right? That's why you didn't do it.
No, I still think the best spa that I've gone to on a ship is Princess. I love their layout and the enclave. It's just so nice, and it's enclosed, and yeah, you're not on display, so I like that.
Oh, Jonathan says, when I did the
Dave, welcome.
When I did the Norwegian Joy, I just got to see one of the last showings of the musical Footloose before the show.
I read that.
It's fantastic. That is cool. We unfortunately missed that. Yeah, welcome in, Just Dave. Another thing that we enjoy that we didn't really know that we would, an unexpected surprise, is just the crew and your engagement with them. And
you didn't think you would like the crew?
Well, you don't really think of that as this is the interaction. You don't think that you're going to have interaction with.
We're people.
When
We're people.
But when you booked your first cruise, you didn't think when you booked your first cruise, you didn't think that, oh yeah, I got to meet the crew. But
we're people persons, I guess is what you would call it.
Focus on what he's
I was trying to say it right.
But that's the unexpected surprise is that you actually, not that we phone call them and say, hey, how you doing today? How's that cleaning going? But you just have good, fun, genuine conversations like on your daily thing, and they can really make your cruise better. We try to make their cruise better. So that's one of the stuff. And then the people that we've met on the cruise that we've still become friends and, we still chat with on it. So a lot of good, unique experiences that we really didn't think about. One of the things we love, I think every single cruise we've come away with getting to know someone that
I like to
contact with.
I like to talk with strangers on the cruises and, just talk about what's going on, or if you're sitting somewhere and someone's by you and you just strike up a conversation, and then before you know it, you might make a new friend. So I could do the same thing, even not on a cruise, which Derek knows I've done before.
Greg talks to anyone. If I want something like asked and I don't want to do it, I just, hey, Greg, can you ask him that? And he's right there. He's never one bashful not to have a conversation.
Sometimes, though, I'll go ask. And you're like, no, I'll see it myself. I'm like, I'll just ask. We'll save time.
Gregory for Gilbert likes to talk to strangers and takes candy from strangers.
Wow.
Really?
There's no Gilbert in there. I don't know where you got that from.
The final thing that we really, when you think about it, cruising,
it's a floating
hotel
resort with new destinations.
Yes. And it's cool because when you think about it, if you're traveling to these destinations, what do you have to do? Greg, that's again for me, just so I know what's going to be said. It's not like do.
Well, for me reading it, I'm like, okay.
That's why I'm in charge of the show.
No, I don't think so. You see, Nancy, you see.
But if say you were going to go to, like on that one cruise we talked about, you're going to go to Aruba, you're going to go to Curacao. How hard is it going to be to even travel to get there? You got to pack your luggage up. You got to go into the hotel. You got to find your way around. The cruise ship takes you there, and you have the safety of doing that. Excursions, like I don't know if I would have felt like in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Plata, to go out there and venture as we did if we didn't do the itinerary, the excursion. So you are feeling more protected.
If you do it through the ship, you feel more protected.
Yeah. So those are the things you get a chance to meet different cultures. We try to
Jamaica. We stayed within the confounds.
We're at Falmouth, their private area on there. Yes, Sherry said we met you both on a cruise. We were on the celebration cruise with them, the non-group cruise. So awesome people, and we met a lot of great people on that ship. North to Neverland on NCL we loved was at the last show. They brought out different crew members. Everyone was cheering and clapping. It felt great to show appreciation. Then Washi Washi team did a special dance. Yeah, we saw that on the encore.
Or the special cake ladies on Norwegian too, also.
In the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
In
unison.
They had the Beatles playing. They do the show there where they play early Beatles song before they got super popular. And after they were performing it, the crew came out. They didn't do the Washi Washi thing, but that was cool. That was an unexpected surprise when they did that. Yeah, and Greg was saying that the two ladies that go around and special cake, and they say it in unison.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's pretty funny the way that they did that. NCL Washi Washi team was fantastic, and they come up with different sayings too for different songs.
They really get into singing and dancing to it.
Yeah, so it's fun. But like I said, every cruise line it's right at the top of the hour. Every cruise line is something different that they offer different, just a chance to relax, enjoy something different. And we're getting to the point, like on the West Coast now, sometimes we might not get off the ship in a certain port. Pretty much so. I don't know how often we've done that. We pretty much will get off the ship just to get our legs going a little bit. But other than that, you guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We will have a future cruise talking about
We're having a
different
future
ones.
cruise,
a future video talking about
future show, talking about our
oh my gosh,
big
Greg.
cruises.
Yes, and what we like.
I'm trying to
them.
help you.
They
along.
understand. They hear Braille. They know what I'm talking about.
You hear Braille. That's a new one.
I don't know.
That's new. You can hear Braille now. Okay.
But with that, everyone, I think it's time for us to get some food in us.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. We have a lot of fun with you guys. We keep it real here. You can tell it's all in good fun. But
I'm Derek,
and I'm Gregory.
If you forget our names, it's okay, because I'm Little Explorer.
And I'm Big Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are just getting started. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Nancy. I'm Greg.
It's not all about Derek.
Thanks, guys. Love hearing your thoughts on all the different cruises. Thanks, guys. Going to.
I know.
My monitor.
Thanks. I'm going to feel my. Oh my. Okay.
Have a great night. Sir Gary of the Beaches is going to kick off
God bless him.
Our closing. So rest in peace and
have a good night.
Have a great night, everyone.